Hey, what's up? It's Matt for 360 Investigations, and welcome to the first part of Survival Correction. This is a series where I correct a lot of the incorrect things that are going around in 90% of the world for things such as hiking, survival, water, food, pricing, everything. And just as a quick reminder, I'm not getting into sidetrack comments or debates or discussions with people saying, what makes you the authority? This person's been doing this. None of that matters. All that matters is I'm going to give you the information and you do with it what you will. But I assure you, if you listen to what I'm talking about without skipping around or having your mindset, you literally sit back, shut your mouth for a few minutes, and actually listen to what I'm going to tell you, you will realize that what I'm saying is not only true, but 90% of the world has been really out of touch with this. So let me begin by explaining the first word that is the most annoying in this entire community that has been abused to the point to scam money. And that word is ultralite. I am so sick and tired of seeing the word ultralite slapped across everything and then used to jack up the prices on everything by these companies. So first thing, let's get out of the way. Ultralite somehow got converted from its original definition, which I'll talk to you about in a minute, into somehow meaning weight. Anybody that's using the word ultralite as in a weight segment is using it incorrectly. The term ultralight has absolutely nothing to do with weight, despite that's what people have tried to turn it into, and is what is allowing companies to a price gouge and abuse by slapping that label on everything. Ultralight doesn't have anything to do with weight. It has to do with how many things you're bringing. The less stuff you bring, the lighter your bag is. That is what ultralight actually means. So anybody trying to say ultralight has to do with weight has no clue what they're talking about. The reason why this has become a problem is because YouTube channels, and I will be saying name channels, that do gear reviews and all these other things, I will be literally taking you through and I will show you piece by piece what the hell is wrong with these YouTube channels. Despite they think they're not doing anything wrong, they could inadvertently do it, but either way, they need this. They're not helping the matter. Let me bring you back to an original complaint that I had regarding the Light Fighter 1 tent. All right, so what I'm about to explain, if you go back and listen to the original video, proves companies are just price gouging and then slapping the ultralight label on them just because they can. So first of all, I'll get into the Light Fighter 1 tent in a second. But first, let me explain about Dyneema. I have looked into that material, and despite what anybody has you believe, Dyneema is not as expensive as people are trying to make it out to be. Here is how you can prove this. If Dyneema was so damn expensive, then that means any product that is made with it or has that material in it is going to be 3 times more expensive or have a price jump that is exponential to its counterpart that doesn't have it in it. For example, you can find Dyneema string, gloves, tarps, pillows, sleeping bags, and the list goes on. If Dyneema was such an expensive product as people are trying to make it out to be, like Durston, no. A pair of gloves would not be $23. They would be $150. You cannot state that a material you are using is so expensive and then not apply that price difference to anything that is either made with that product or has that product in it. That is a fact. This crap of people only applying Dyneema pricing to tents is ridiculously stupid, and it's obnoxious. There is no reason for it. That brings me to the point on the Light Fighter the Light Fighter 1, which is a one-person tent. It's not made with Dyneema. It's a 4-pound tent, and this is my point on this. It's a 4-pound tent. It is more durable than Dyneema. Now, that's just common. But the point I'm making here is a tent that is more durable than Durston's, that's a one-person or even two-person, 10 months ago was only $110 to $120 maximum. That is with tax. Okay? All of us, and this is the one person is a 4-pound tent, the 2-person is a 7-pound tent. Okay? It was $110 to $120. That's with tax. A one-person tent with that was $110 or $120. 10 months later, now somehow the tent is $400 and something for a 4-pound tent. Okay? It's $400 something. I don't care what your tent is made out of. I don't care the shape of it. I don't care what material you're using. No one-person tent on the face of this freaking planet is worth $400 to $500. Period. The way to gauge tents, regardless of what they're made out of, is starting at $200. Every person you go up increases the tent space by $100. That's it. A one-person tent should be $200. A 2-person tent should be $300. A 2-person tent is made out of a certain amount of material. Every single 2-person tent in the friggin' world, regardless of its shape, size, or material, uses literally almost the same amount of material. I don't care if you're using mesh, vinyl, nylon, whatever you want to use. The material amount is literally almost the same. Now, when you add mesh to something and you remove the actual material, you are now using less material, not more. The stitching and everything else goes for quality. I get that. But you are not going to tell me a Durston tent for 2 people warrants a $700 price tag because it is 2 pounds lighter or 1 pound lighter than a 4-pound, one-man Light Fighter. That's complete bullshit. They are slapping the Ultralite name on the tent and then using that to jack the price up, which is price gouging. Once again, Ultralite has nothing to do with weight. That's not what its original term is. Ultralite literally means taking it's the amount of things you have and the volume you're putting the space into. Because another thing that people love to talk about but never focus on, they love to talk about weight, 1 ounce, 2 ounce, 7 ounces, and they fail on all ends to understand that volume actually matters. Not the weight. It's the amount of items you're bringing in the volume of the item, not how much the friggin' item weighs. Because when you pack stuff up correctly with weight, you can literally make 15 pounds feel like it's 10. I didn't say it was 10, but because of the way you have to distribute things and the way distribution is done, weight distribution matters. Not how much you weigh. It's the distribution of the items you have within you. Stuffing stuff in there. I can literally stand in front of any one of you, take 15 pounds and keep rearranging it so it feels heavier and lighter than 15 pounds. That is because I know what I'm doing when I pack stuff up. This garbage about how much stuff weighs is just that. It's garbage. Now, this brings me to the point on I personally can afford to buy a $700 tent. I will never purchase it because I don't give a shit what that thing is made out of. Unless that tent comes down to a $300 price tag, I will never purchase that piece of shit. And yes, I just called a Durston tent a piece of shit. Not because of the material, it's because of the fucking price tag on it. You are not going to tell me a price tag for a two-person tent just because it's 2 pounds lighter is worth jacking up the price from $300 to $700. You're not going to tell me that. That's complete bullshit. And anybody that believes that because it's weight is an idiot. Period. I'm tired of this friggin' bullshit with weight. Weight has nothing to do with ultralight. Pack your items right. Weight distribute them properly, which I'll be going over in another video. And shut the hell up with pricing. Stop using the term ultralight to friggin' price gouge. If you have to put a price tag on a tent, unless that thing is made of platinum or gold, you have no right and no business putting a $700 price tag on a two-person tent. I don't give a shit what it's made out of. The maximum it should be is $300, end of discussion. This is ridiculous. So that's the first thing I wanted to get out of the way, was this weight shit. I'm not sure what I'll be talking about in the second segment, but I'm going to be making that in a minute as well. So stay tuned for this next part.